300 men. 3 days. 200,000 enemies. The Spartans knew they were going to die. They chose to die. And what happened next changed the course of human history. This is the Battle of Thermopylae, and everything you think you know about it is wrong. August 480 BC, the Persian king Xerxes is marching toward Greece with the largest army ever assembled. 46 nations, endless resources. His fleet alone has 1,200 ships. Greece? Divided, weak, outnumbered 30-1. But there's one problem for Xerxes. To reach Greece, his army has to march through a narrow pass called Thermopylae, the Hot Gates, only 15 meters wide. And standing in that pass were 7,000 Greeks, led by a Spartan king who just received the worst prophecy of his life. Here's where it gets insane. Before the battle, Sparta consulted the Oracle of Delphi. They asked, "Will we survive the Persian invasion?" The oracle's answer, either Sparta falls or a Spartan king must die. Not maybe, not if you fight hard. Someone has to die. King Leonidas heard this prophecy and he smiled, because Spartans don't fear death. They've been training for it since age 7. Beaten, starved, forged into weapons. By the time a Spartan warrior turns 20, he has one purpose: die well. So when the oracle gave Leonidas a chance to die for all of Sparta, he didn't hesitate. But he didn't go alone. And the way he chose his 300 warriors, that's the part that'll give you chills. Leonidas didn't choose the strongest warriors. He didn't choose the youngest. He chose fathers. Every single one of the 300 had sons. Why? Because he knew they were going to die. And he needed men who had something worth dying for. Young warriors might panic, single men might run, but fathers who knew their sons would grow up hearing stories about them. Fathers who understood their death would buy time for their families to escape. Those men don't break. So Leonidas took his 300 fathers, gathered 6,700 Greek allies, and marched to Thermopylae. And when they arrived, they saw something that should have made them turn around and run. Massive Persian camp, thousands of tents, dust clouds on horizon. Imagine standing on a cliff, looking down at an army that stretches to the horizon. The historian Herodotus wrote that when the Persians drank from rivers, the rivers ran dry. When they fired arrows, they blocked out the sun. One Spartan warrior laughed and said, "Good, then we'll fight in the shade." Xerxes sent a messenger to Leonidas with an offer. "Surrender your weapons, and I'll spare you." Leonidas responded with 2 words that would echo through history: Molon, Labe, come and take them. And the killing began. But here's what's absolutely insane. The first 2 days weren't even close. The Persians were getting slaughtered. Let me show you why. That narrow pass at Thermopylae is 15 meters wide. Xerxes has 200,000 soldiers, but he can only send 100 at a time. And the Spartans fight in the phalanx, shields locked like a bronze wall, spears jutting forward. Every man protects the soldier next to him. The Persians charge in and slam into that wall like a wave hitting a cliff. Day 1, 10,000 Persians dead. 0 Greeks. Day 2, Xerxes sends his elite troops, the Immortals, his best warriors. They get shredded. Ancient sources say Xerxes jumped from his throne 3 times watching his army get destroyed. But if the Greeks were winning, why did they lose? Because of one man, one traitor. And this is where everything falls apart. His name was Ephialtes, a Greek who knew the secret mountain paths around Thermopylae. For a bag of gold, he showed the Persians how to flank the Greeks. On the night of day 2, 20,000 Persians marched through the mountains. When Leonidas woke up and realized they were surrounded, he gathered his men and told them the truth. Anyone who wants to leave, leave now. 6,700 men left. 300 Spartans stayed. Now here's the part that'll break your heart. One Spartan, Aristodemus, was injured and ordered to retreat. He obeyed. When he got back to Sparta, they called him a coward for the rest of his life. He was so ashamed that 1 year later, he charged into battle alone, just to die with honor. That's how seriously Spartans took this. And that brings us to day 3. The day 300 men became immortal. August 11th, 480 BC. The Spartans wake up knowing they have hours to live, so they comb their hair. That's the Spartan tradition. Before you die, you make yourself beautiful. Then they march out, not to defend the pass anymore, to attack. They charge into 200,000 Persians with broken spears and shattered shields. Ancient accounts say they fought so viciously that the Persians were terrified to get close. Xerxes had to stand behind his men with whips, forcing them to fight. Leonidas falls first. Spear through the chest. The Spartans form a circle around his body and fight off wave after wave, trying to take it. When their spears break, they use swords. When swords break, they use shields as clubs. When shields break, they use their fists, their teeth. The last Spartans are pushed to a small hill, out of weapons, surrounded. And the Persians still won't get close. So Xerxes orders his archers. The Spartans died standing, every single one. But here's what Xerxes didn't understand. Leonidas wasn't trying to win. He was buying time. Those 3 days gave Greece time to evacuate, time to prepare their navy. 1 month later, the Greek fleet destroyed the Persians at Salamis. 1 year later, the Greek army crushed them at Plataea. Xerxes went home in disgrace. Western civilization, democracy, philosophy, science survived because 300 men held a pass for 3 days. Today, there's a monument at Thermopylae that says, "Go tell the Spartans, stranger passing by, that here, obedient to their laws, we lie, not we were heroes." Obedient to their laws. They saw themselves as citizens, doing their duty. So, here's my question for you, and I want you to answer honestly in the comments. If you were one of those 300 fathers, would you have stayed? Because we like to think we'd be the ones who stayed, but we'll never know until we're tested. The Spartans were tested, and they didn't blink. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.